Yo, what's up, good people of Earth? Thank you very much for clicking this video. You are a wonderful soul. You see, here we are all about love, peace, forgiveness, and unity as our message to the world out there. We spread this message by reacting together through some crazy types of videos, all types of videos. Watch carefully till the end and leave your comments straight out of Africa with good vibes, lots of good vibes. Tell us where you're watching from and let's dive in. Let's spread this message, man. Good vibes. Oh, what's up? Yo, these guys are here playing pool, and one guy is very aggressive. And he has hit the ball, and this one, and oh, where did the ball go? Oh my god! How? Oh, even, oh, it's very surprised. This is incredible. Oh my god! Ah! Who says animals can't understand language of love? Of course, they always do understand love. You see?
What's the first thing you see in this picture? If you first saw the boats, then you will soon meet someone who will give you a lot of support and help. You've always been a very ambitious person and have big plans for the future. However, up until now, you've been anxious to confront the unknown and have just abided by the expectations of those around you. You want to change your life for the better, and this person will help you do just that. If you first saw the shark, then you will soon receive a lot of success in your career. You're a very responsible person and always deliver to the best of your ability, so these upcoming achievements have been a long time coming. You're a huge asset to any team, and you know your worth. While the past 6 months have been quite stressful, the rest of the year will be smooth sailing for you, and many of your dreams will come true.
Huh. What's happening here? Oh my god. You see, like that video has passed. What did you first see? You see? Leave a comment there if it's true according to how they were saying. Sometimes I try and from my side, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Anyway, it's good vibes here. You see? Like now look at this house, some place in the mountain there. Who built this creepy house? Oh my god, how? Look at that door, looks like some storage door. It looks like some logs of tree were just taken and arranged together. Look at this door. Oh my god. What was this door meant to? Maybe just to indicate there is an entrance there because this one cannot protect you from anything outside. Anyway, you see, it was made by primitive people, so who knows? Anyway, good vibes, man. Where is this place? This is a beautiful looking place. Oh, some hilly place where someone could take a hike. Oh, this is incredible. Oh, this is beautiful, man. But it's also made bugging. Who made these houses? You see, like now this house looks like just some rocks there were taken and arranged together to make this house and some door here, some wood door. This is crazy. Let's see what's inside. What? That house even has ventilation. That's incredible. What is this guy doing here? Oh, this looks like some fuse. Is this a fuse or what is this? Hmm. How is this guy doing? Oh my god. What?
It's a potato wedge.
No, we're good.
Milo on a green bean? No, you are not interested. Some chicken and rice? Milo, I made mac and cheese. Hey, buddy, I got vegetable beef soup. Oh, yum.
Maybe? Alright. Milo, I made my grandma's oven chow mein. What do you think of it? You don't like it? But you want it. Yeah, but you want it. No. Milano cookie. That is an intense reaction, sir. Happy Thanksgiving, Milo. Green bean casserole. Oh, you held it back for the holiday. How sweet. So polite. Hey, Milo, cinnamon roll. Oh, and now you want to... Okay. All right, Milo. Today we have for you cheesy enchilada hamburger helper. Big fan. Tabbouleh. You like tabbouleh? He likes tabbouleh. It's a McChicken, Milo. Goodness. Zucchini pizza? Goodness. Want some soup? No on the soup then.
It's amazing to think that this black rhino bull came here as an adult, and just through a very careful series of habituation, he's now so relaxed that you can be relatively close to him, and you can imagine what can be learned about a species when you can observe them so closely. You can see for his protection and for the security of the species as a whole here on this property, he's got a collar on his back leg, and they've got incredible multiple layers of security here. So these guys are very intact, very secure, and it's a great breeding nucleus.
What's the first thing you see in this picture? If you first saw the shouting man, then you're a deep thinker constantly exploring your inner world. Self-reflection is your way of life, and you have a profound understanding of your own strengths and weaknesses. But make sure to be kind to yourself and practice self-acceptance. You're doing great and nobody's perfect. You first saw the hand, then you're an incredible problem solver in stressful situations and are able to tackle any challenge that comes your way. On the other hand, when met with simple decisions like where to eat for lunch, you can be super indecisive and take forever to make up your mind.
Humans are currently being put under immense pressure. Now, depending on how grounded you are in your body, is going to depend on whether you have to go through this physically, as in physical experiences with people and places and things around you, or whether you can just go through this purely internally. But all human beings right now, all of humanity on Earth, are being put under this insane pressure. So for a lot of you, it may be manifesting as severe anxiety, social anxiety, depression, sadness, anger. It's mainly going to be manifesting as negative emotions. And the reason for that is because negativity causes change to happen much faster, or it causes you to remember and recognize who you are much faster than positivity. So you may still be experiencing positivity, but the majority is going to be negative emotions and feelings and anxiety and fear-based symptoms. Now, how can you relieve yourself of this feeling of pressure? Well, as you already know, and we're not going to get into it too much in this video, but as you know, there are a lot of things going on right now that are trying to initiate you to choose a side. So there's a lot of things going on where there's two sides, two opposing sides, two polarities, and something is trying to force you to choose one. To relieve yourself of this crazy pressure that we're all feeling right now, do not choose a side. Choose instead to recognize that all aspects can be true at one time. That doesn't mean that they are correct for you, but it does mean that they can all be true for different people at the same time, okay? Or they can all be true for different versions of reality at the same time. It doesn't mean it has to be true or correct for you. But what happens is these forces are really trying to initiate us into coming back to being one. And the pressure will literally just be forced onto you more and more and more the more that you don't choose to integrate back into one. So really the main thing that's very important for you to do right now is that every single time you are presented with the chance to take a side or to have an opinion or to have an opposing view or an argument with someone, even if it's yourself, because this is all still going on internally, right? It's the two sides of you, the two polarities of you trying to come back into oneness. Every time you're presented with this opportunity to pick one, choose all to be true and choose all to be under the umbrella of unconditional love. And you will start to feel this pressure releasing or relieving off of you very quickly.
Okay, what are you doing now?
I put my number in
You put your number in where?
there.
And you expected what to happen?
I had to press call.
You don't.
Then what do? Just pick it up.
That, and then you would dial the number,
For real?
and it would ring if it were plugged up.
Oh, what? Look at this wonderful animal here.
About people who do really bad things and hurt other people. When we talk about karma, we've all heard the saying, what goes around comes around, right? Well, this case is a really good example of how a soul chooses to repay karma when they have had experiences in a life which we would deem as evil or bad. Essentially, they hurt others in their life and made bad decisions as a human. Dr. Michael Newton was a past life regression hypnotherapist who wrote the book Journey of Souls based on the transcribed accounts of clients who were in a deep hypnotic trance-like state where they would describe past lives and what it's like in the spirit world. Based on this research, we have the understanding that there actually is no hell. There's no fire and brimstone waiting for people who do bad things in life. Yet, that does bring up the question, well, what happens then? How are souls who have committed atrocities against other humans in a life punished or receive consequences for those actions? The case I'm about to read from is from a client who knew of another soul who was a member of their soul group who had committed horrible atrocities against somebody in their life, and this person talks about the process of paying that back and what happens to that soul in the spirit world. Basically, Dr. Newton writes, these souls don't go straight to the welcome committee. They actually go straight to a place of isolation, and it's kind of like they're on timeout. They have to reflect and rehabilitate before they're able to jump back into a life and try again. But Dr. Newton does say relative time of seclusion and reindoctrination is not consistent. For instance, I have had reports about maladjusted spirits who have returned back to Earth directly after their period of seclusion in order to expunge themselves as soon as possible by a good incarnated performance. Here is an example as told to me by a soul who was acquainted with one of these spirits. Dr. N. Do souls bear responsibility for their involvement with flawed human beings who injure others in life? S. Yes. Those who have wronged others savagely in a life. I knew one of those souls. Dr. N. What do you know about this entity? What happened after the soul returned to the spirit world following that life? S. He had hurt a girl terribly and did not rejoin our group. There was an extensive private study for him because he did so poorly while in that body. Dr. N. What was the extent of his punishment? S. Punishment is a wrong interpretation. It's regeneration. You have to recognize this is a matter for your teacher. The teachers are more strict with those who have been involved with cruelty. Dr. N. What does more strict mean to you in the spirit world? S. Well, my friend didn't go back with us, his friends. after this sad life where he hurt this girl? Dr. N. Did he come through the same spiritual gateway as yourself when he died? S. Yes, but he did not meet with anybody. He went directly to a place where he was alone with the teacher. Dr. N. And then what happened to him? S. After a while, not long, he returned to Earth again as a woman, where people were cruel, physically abusive. It was a deliberate choice. My friend needed to experience that. Dr. N. Do you think this soul blamed the human brain of his former host body for hurting the girl? S. No, he took what he had done back into himself. He blamed his own lack of skill to overcome the human failings. He asked to become an abused woman himself in the next life to gain understanding, to appreciate the damage he had done to the girl. Dr. N. If this friend of yours did not gain understanding and continued evolving himself with humans who committed wrongful acts, could he be destroyed as a soul by someone in the spirit world? S. Long pause. You can't destroy energy exactly, but it can be reworked. Negativity, which is unmanageable in many lives, can be readjusted. Dr. N. How? S. Not by destruction, by remodeling. Dr. N provides context and he says, most errant souls are able to solve their own problems of contamination. The price we pay for our misdeeds and the rewards received for good conduct revolve around the laws of karma. Perpetrators of harm to others will do penance by setting themselves up as future victims in a karmic cycle of justice. Now, to me, the concept of fire and brimstone and hell and burning in hell for eternity never really felt like an answer. It never felt like an apt and appropriate punishment for doing wrong. If you think about life, when you hurt somebody, how do you learn from that situation? What's the best way to learn from that circumstance? Is it like being grounded, going on timeout? Is it by getting slapped, spanked? Is it by, hurting yourself physically? No, you don't learn from punishment. You learn from understanding. So in life, when you hurt somebody, you learn from that because you see how much pain you inflicted on the person. You gain an understanding of the consequences of your actions. Sometimes later in life, that same thing will be done back to you, and then you're on the other side of it, and then you have even greater understanding of the impact. So to me, this description of how souls learn from their transgressions actually makes a lot of sense. And a lot of us weren't brought up with that line of thinking. So tell me in the comments, does this resonate, or do you think there should be punishment?
Okay. All right. Got this.
Oh my god! What would you have done in such a situation? But maybe those wonderful bears just wanted to share some love. What do you think about them? You see those guys that come from places with such kind of animals. How are they? Are they aggressive towards people? How do they behave? I'd like to know. To me, they seem pretty much like good vibes. And I know why animals are good vibes. You can connect with them in one way or the other. Anyway, much love to all humans, man. sending love and showing us even such type of information. It's incredible, you see. This is like a way of what do you call this? Transplanting or hybriding tree. Oh, you see, this you make your tree to be either short or this some agriculture stuff. Please, you can share the right name that you use for this stuff. You see, people do this from this side of the world with different types of tree. What do you call this one now?
这是我们云南的高山黑面，我们用的劳斯莱斯。
Huh. Those are some beautiful looking boots. Oh, let's see. How does this even work? Oh my god. That's incredible.
Did you know that in Inuit folklore it is said that Labradorite actually comes from the Northern Lights? The Aurora Borealis got trapped inside of rocks and weren't actually freed until a warrior struck them with his spear, allowing most of them to escape. So it's probably no surprise that Labradorite is often considered the gateway between the spiritual and physical realms and has a ton of awesome magical
salt on your front door, and the next day, you won't believe the results you'll get. You can also use salt by putting it directly under your front doormat. There are also many other ways to bring positive energy into your home and family. Many people only use salt on food, but salt has a secret that can change your life completely. It is totally responsible for eliminating bad energy, both in your home and at work. It also serves to attract luck and abundance to your family. All you need to do is cut the lemon in half and place it in a container. After that, just cover it with a teaspoon of salt. Just like that, right? Should we put this at the entrance to the house or at the entrance to your work? Is it responsible for absorbing bad energy? Remember that lemon has an aroma that is capable of driving away insects. You know those nasty insects like ants or mosquitoes? Have you ever done anything like this? Have you ever used salt in this way? Now, to attract luck and health, you should add 2 spoonfuls of salt and then top up with water. It's also ideal to place it in front of your house and leave it there for at least a day. This will help bring cheer to your home, as well as eliminating stress and anxiety. Another infallible piece of advice that few people know is to use salt to attract money, love, and health. It's very simple. Just put some salt in a plastic bag and put it in your purse or wallet. This will bring great results. You can also use it inside your wardrobe. There are many ways to use salt, all of which will change your life. And the last tip for using salt is just to add a quantity of salt to complete the container. That's how I'm doing it. Another indispensable element is garlic. Let's add a few cloves of garlic to the salt the way I'm doing. If you feel that nothing is working out for you, try this, because I guarantee that it will improve. Not only does it attract luck, but it also fights insects. And to finish off, just put bay leaves on it. Put a bay leaf on it like this, and you'll have several ways of attracting good energy. Thousands of people like and believe in this ancient trick. Of people like it and believe in it. I hope you enjoyed today's tip. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Stay with God.
Is that true or some misconception? Have you ever tried that? Please leave a comment if you have, because I'd like to know if it.
Signs you are living in the 5D. Now, first and foremost, living in the 5D is not some magical place that you suddenly pop into. It's actually your consciousness. You have done enough spiritual work to have gone to the 5D consciousness. See, reality is actually just a bunch of different frequencies meshing into one field. You can jump in and out of each field depending on your consciousness and also your DNA. First sign is more synchronicities and coincidences. So you could be talking to your friend about wanting to eat a very specific thing, like a pastry that you can only get in one country, and then somebody walks by you and says, "Oh, I really miss that thing that I had at that country." And you're like, "Wait a minute, I was just talking about it." Or you can just say something into reality. You're like, "Oh, I really wish I had that job at that company." And the next day you get an offer for it without even applying for it. Just stuff like that. And it has to be big enough for it to be super noticeable. It can't just be, seeing repeating numbers every single day. That usually doesn't mean too much. It has to be big synchronicities and big coincidences. Now, the reason why I'm not putting the repeating numbers as a sign is because when you're initially going through your spiritual awakening, everybody sees repeating numbers. All that means is that you are aligned with the universal algorithm. Yes, the universe works through an algorithm because universal language is math, so everything is math. So when you're seeing these repeating numbers all day, every day, it just means you're aligned. That's all it means. Second sign is you have more control of your perception of time. So you can dilate or quicken time as you wish. For example, let's say you're going on a really good date or you're having a lot of fun with your friends and you're like, "Man, I wish this could last longer, but we only have like an hour left." Because you're in 5D consciousness, you can actually dilate the time and expand it. And you'll start to realize that this is a natural ability that you get through your spiritual awakening. And this is the same thing if you really don't want to be somewhere, you want the time to quicken, you can actually program yourself to quicken the time. Third and most interesting sign is that you feel like you're in a dream state. Something I've noticed with myself is that I start to remember all the dreams that I've ever had in my life just randomly pop into my head. And sometimes I'm walking through life and I'm like, this feels like one of those dream dimensions. Your dreams are of the astral realm. And when you're connecting to a higher consciousness, 5D, right, fifth dimensional, you're actually accessing the astral realm. This is why your reality seems like a dream. This is also why I love the quote, "Life is but a dream." It truly is. I will be posting a video soon this week talking about how you can actually get to 5D consciousness. A lot of you guys who are new to the spiritual awakening, you want to know how to get to 5D consciousness. I will tell you exactly how. Oh, and another sign I forgot to add, you actually get more psychic attacks. There's a saying, the higher the levels, the more devils, or think of it like a video game, right? When you progress in a video game, the bosses get harder to beat, the levels get harder to beat. This is how you know you're accessing the 5D consciousness, because you're expanding your perception. And when you expand your perception, you see more. You see more of things that were hidden to you, from you in the past. These are more levels, more devils that you need to master.
Waffles! Waffles! I know. You have new friends, but they don't want to play with you like that. They don't want to play tag.
Take a look. This is how customized number plates are made. Watch.
Ah!
Beautiful.
Avocado seed grown in soil? Avocado seed grown in water. What are you doing? Avocado seed that I completely forgot about. Oh. Okay. I'm just gonna shimmy this one in there. Now, this is kind of the perfect time for me to experiment with this. So I want to bonsai it. I'm nervous. I don't want to break you. I would not recommend chopping it because it's still a baby and it took a lot of energy to grow the stem and the leaves that it did. Do you think we'll get these new leaves popping out now that it has some support? I'm not sure. But if I had to choose a better growing method for an avocado seed, I definitely recommend soil.
Huh, this is interesting. Oh, look at this. Oh my god. This one was very well said. Interesting, man.
I do not like when people do this. I find pennies on stones all the time.
Don't do that. Don't. If you've never served in the military, then you don't know what that means. So let me educate you on it. See, if you go to a tombstone of a fallen soldier and you find a penny there, that means another soldier visited. If you find a nickel there, that means somebody that served with him in basic training visited his grave. If you find a dime there, that means somebody that served with him in a unit visited his tombstone. And if you find a quarter there, that means that somebody that was there when he died visited. See, I understand how some people could be misled by making this seem like it's insignificant, and it's not. So please do me a favor, and if you ever find coins there, just leave them. You may not like it, and if you never served, then it's not your place whether you like it or not. It means something to the veterans. So, just a little education for you. I hope you have a great day, and keep doing what you're doing. You're doing a great job.
Yo, good people of Earth, thanks for watching up to this far, man. You see, that's a wonderful gesture. This video that has passed here is quite interesting, and I didn't know that information, you see. But I still would find it weird going taking stuff from the graveyard. That's not nice, you see. But anyway, people should always send good vibes and caring and love to one another, you see. If it's your first time here, man, you are loved and respected. Feel welcomed and join our family. Hit the subscribe button, evade the membership if possible, and good vibes till the end. Big up to those guys that have been leaving a comment, hitting the like button, and our subscribers. Respect to yourself. We are loved, man, and respected. Watch till the end and spread good vibes to all people. Let's continue watching. Hey, that is incredible. This animal was
Pulled off this leaf, but I wasn't expecting what I found. I've been keeping a close eye on my orange marmalade with this dying leaf, thinking that maybe there was some rot going on in there because of all of that veining. But all of that veining to me symbolized that there was some roots growing from somewhere. But I saw that there was, let me zoom in, that root. And I didn't think anything of it until this leaf fell off and I see the tip of a root growing through this entire stem. I don't want to pull it off too far, but you can see it right there, that red right where my fingertip is. So these are all roots growing through the stem. And I think what I'm going to do is, let me zoom out now, just poke it right back in. Let's move some of that out of the way. All right. Let's see what that does. Orange marmalade. Who would have thought? Never seen that before.
What is a delusional disorder? My name is Dr. Jalil Mohammed. I'm a consultant psychiatrist and my job is to diagnose and treat mental health conditions. Delusional disorder is a type of psychotic mental illness where the main symptom is a long-standing delusional belief that lasts for at least a month, but usually many months or even many years. A delusion is basically a fixed, firmly held belief that a person holds on to despite all of the evidence showing that what they believe is incorrect. Some of the most common types of delusions that we see in clinical practice include delusions about relationships. So this can include morbid jealousy, where somebody has the delusional belief that their partner is cheating on them even though they're not. It can also include what we call erotomanic delusions, where somebody believes that another person is in love with them despite there being no evidence to show that that is actually the case. Persecutory delusions are also very common, and this is where people believe that the system or the Secret Service or the police or courts are after them or trying to harm them in some way. And a type of delusion that's not talked about very often, but I've seen it quite a few times, is delusional parasitosis. And this is where somebody delusionally believes that there's some sort of parasite in their body or worms under their skin, and they go through lots of medical investigations and scans and so forth, but they still don't believe that there's nothing there. They have this fixed belief that they have a parasite under their skin. In delusional disorder, the delusion is really the only major symptom that we see. And so to all intents and purposes, the person can lead a completely normal life. They just have this strongly held, fixed delusional belief. And this only really becomes a problem when it starts bringing them into trouble in their relationships or with the law or at work, and it comes to the attention of other people. In delusional disorder, we don't see other psychotic symptoms like hallucinations. And this is one of the big things that differentiates it from illnesses like schizophrenia. It also tends to have a much later onset than schizophrenia. So where schizophrenia comes on usually in the late teenage years or in the 20s, delusional disorder most commonly starts in middle age, in the 40s or 50s. Treatment is quite difficult because the person themselves are fully immersed in their delusional belief. They don't believe that there is anything wrong with them whatsoever. They completely believe that their delusional belief is true. The best evidence for treatment is with antipsychotic medication and psychotherapy.